Good evening and welcome everyone. I'm your host Anuj from JC Ireland, representing the JCI Europe Business Committee on behalf of Project Lead. So as you all know by now that through this Lead podcast series, you can learn from industry leaders and entrepreneurs, understand their stories and keep up to date on the latest development from within their sector. All of this in hopes that you can implement the knowledge in your current business, startup, or if you're planning to set one, give some support. So you are always welcome to reach out to us on our social media with any business or entrepreneurship related question, and we will do our best to assist you with it. Our end goal is to stimulate business and entrepreneurship activities within the European continent. So here we are, time to introduce a guest who eats and breathes startups. No offense, but she's had over like 7 years of experience working with innumerable startups, both on her home turf in Chile and now in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sofia. So Sofia is the trade and innovation representative for ProChile, a Chilean trade and promotion agency in Munich, where she supports Chilean companies on their expansion to Austria and Switzerland, besides leading ProChile Global X, a services platform to support highly innovative startups and scale-ups on their expansion to Europe. So before relocating to Germany, Sofia was the head of innovation at ProChile, where she supported the global growth of local innovations. In the past, she also worked as an innovation consultant at EVA and Accenture, supporting and promoting open innovation within large corporations, and as a chief strategy officer at Startup Chile, a public accelerator created by the Chilean government for high potential entrepreneurs to bootstrap their startups using Chile as a platform. So, hi, Sofia, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, Anu. Thank you for inviting me. I'm going really, really well today.
Perfect. So we'll jump straight into the questions actually. So by now the audience knows that you are completely into the startup ecosystem and you've probably seen tons of startups. But obviously we still want to know more about ProChile. So what exactly is ProChile? Is it a startup incubator? Is it an accelerator, a business scaling platform? Is it government body or a private entity?
Yeah, well, ProChile, it's the trade and promotion agency from the Chilean government. So basically, it's a public institution that has been there more than 45 years supporting Chilean companies with their exports to new markets. Some years ago, back in 2018, we realized that we needed to start supporting another type of companies that are startups and scale-ups. It's quite different to support an exporter than to help a startup and a scale-up scale to new markets. So we started building this new department with new platform services and new support in order to adapt all the resources that we can provide to this type of companies that need to scale rapidly to many markets in the world.
That's true. That's true. So it's basically like you're trying to support both the startups and then the existing businesses as well to scale and grow into other continents. That's perfect. Like why is Pro Chile supporting startups and scale ups? Like is its focus on supporting startups in Chile to expand globally or help global startups to explore markets into Chile to expand the market into Chile? Is it both ways?
Yeah, the first part of the question, why we are supporting startups, it's basically because Chile is a country that has a very traditional economy and very tight with to natural resources. So we know that if we want to grow the economy of our country, if we want to be a developed country, somehow we need to diversify the economic metrics of the country to more aggregated valued products and services. And that's where innovation, startups, and scale-ups can play a huge role. That's why we are supporting startups and scale-ups on their expansion. We understand that these companies are meant to be global. It's not enough to be in a very small country with 18 million people, that it's the case of Chile. So these companies need to go abroad. And that's where ProChile, with the 56 offices that has a spread all over the world, can provide and connect these dots. That's what we are doing. We are also supporting traditional exporters to put their products and services in different different markets. But our main goal now is to help these startups and scale-ups to get to the next level. We also have a sister institution that it's called Invest Chile, with the one we work really close, and they are in charge of attracting global innovative companies to Chile. So if at some point, exactly, so if at some point you are interested in taking your company to Chile, then Invest Chile can guide you through the process and understand and help you understand what are the opportunities that Chile can offer, not only for a startup, but also for an investor interested in investing in Latin America, for example.
Okay, so fair enough. So from what I understand, like ProChile is an institution which helps Chilean startups to grow abroad, and then Invest Chile is the vice versa, is it?
Exactly.
So it helps. Okay, fair enough. That answers the question like that. So that's fine. Like, and like I just, because when I was preparing the script and everything, I just saw that ProChile just participated in a startup Ole, which is an initiative by Latin American countries to bridge the gap between Latin America and Europe. So could you tell us more about it?
Of course, Startup Ole, it's an initiative from Spain. It's an event that is well recognized in the Spanish ecosystem. And in that sense, since many years ago, they have been trying to strengthen the ties with Latin America. It's an event that meant to be on the Hispanic ecosystem, and that's where Spain needs to have stronger ties with Latin America and many countries in Latin America that speak Spanish. We've been collaborating with Startup Ole for many years now. Part of the team has been present in the event that they do in Spain. And this year we helped organize the roadshow in Chile that meant to connect the Chilean ecosystem with the Spanish ecosystem and the rest of the countries in Latin America. We also had a pitch session where many of the clients of ProChile participated, and one of our clients, Anastasia, actually won the competition. And of course, we participate in all these events because we feel that this is the way we can build bridges for the companies to scale faster. There's no better partners that for a company that is scaling that the key stakeholders of the local ecosystem. So participating at Startup Ole for us, it's a good strategy and it's a good platform in order to connect the Chilean innovation with the Spanish ecosystem and boost the collaboration between two markets.
That's fair enough. Like that's like a lot of work going around, and I understand like Latin America, because this startup Ole, as you said, like it's does not focus only on Chile. It's for the entire continent, and yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then so like obviously when say for example if I have a business and I want to kind of invest in Chile, so my first question would be like, what is the focus industry of Chile in terms of import market? So for example, if I want to export products or services to Chile, so which would be like the biggest industry, where I have the biggest chance of getting success, or meeting new people, like?
Yeah, well, that will totally depend on the type of product or service that you're thinking, because if we go more to the traditional solutions or traditional products, well, Chile is a huge provider of foods and agriculture globally. We do have a strong mining sector. We have a huge financial services sector. So I would say if you have an interest in hardware, that's something that might have opportunities in Chile, as we are not manufacturers. Cars have a lot of opportunities. We don't manufacture a lot of things. So in that sense, cars, hardware will also always have an opportunity in Chile. But there's also a huge opportunity for innovative solutions in any sector. Chile is not a big country. As I said, it's around 18 million people, but it's a good platform into the Latin American ecosystem, or from the Latin American ecosystem to other markets. And this is because Chile is one of the countries with most fair trade agreements around the world. So it's easy to do business. And if you use Chile as a platform to bring things to Latin America, or to take things out of Latin America, Chile might be a good option for any highly innovative company. The main sectors driving innovation, of course, are everything related with B2B solutions, as we have a huge large corporations industry.
Yes.
But of course, we have seen an interesting growth in sectors like biotech, agtech, food tech, of course, everything related with mining or IoT solutions for the industry. And also, of course, we have had an interesting growth in fintech, but fintechs that are specialized in not developed countries, but developing countries, and that are creating solutions for the problems that we can have in emerging markets like Chile and the rest of Latin America.
That's fair enough. And then my next question would be very simple. Like it's just the exact opposite. So, what is the focus industry of Chile in terms of export market? So, what is special? In other words, like what is special about Chilean innovations? And if I want to import services or products from Chile, so what industry is the best? Like, where is Chile more competitive compared to like other countries, say in Latin America?
Yeah, I would say that Chile has been innovative in the traditional sectors that have been like in the ones Chile has been recognized for many years. We do have a good like food and agriculture sector. We are huge providers of food globally. And in that
Yeah.
sense, we've seen an interesting growth of, on one side, agtech, solutions for the agricultural industry, and also food tech, food innovation. I think that those are two sectors that we are seeing a huge interest in Europe. Those are sectors that are highly competitive and comes with all the experience from the
Yeah.
agricultural and food sector from Chile. Other sectors that we think are competitive from Chile to the European market are everything related with natural resources and clean tech. Chile is a country with a lot of energy resources and clean
Yeah.
energy resources. And in that sense, we've seen an important growth in terms of solutions for clean energies and sustainability. And the other sector that I think it's interesting to watch, it's basically all the B2B solutions for large corporations and for the industry. And this is because we've seen a lot of entrepreneurs trying to solve the problems that they have seen working at large corporations. And these are solutions that now are highly competitive, even for the European market.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like, and also in terms of like, as you said, in terms of science and technology as well. Like, I'm not sure, but it's just because I think that in terms of astronomy and that kind of stuff, like we have so many. We have like Chile is like a different world. Like, so I think compared to if you look at the other countries in the world, I think it's probably just Chile and Australia with so many telescopes and specialized kind of atmosphere, which it's very difficult to find in other countries because you need like very less pollution and both in terms of light pollution and air pollution to set up huge telescopes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then as we talked about startup Ole previously, so looking at ProChile, like are there any events, workshops, seminars where people can learn more about ProChile, and if they want to get involved, either in terms of export or import of products or services. So are there any events or workshops by Startup Chile?
Yeah, we're actually running events all the time. I just came from a webinar where we gather with experts from the German ecosystem in order to share the opportunities and challenges that the German ecosystem might face for Chilean entrepreneurs. We are doing all this type of events constantly in different markets and, of course, through different platforms. So I would say that if you want to learn more about ProChile's initiatives, I would highly recommend to follow ProChile on the different social media and also the ProChile of the specific market, as we have a huge account that it's ProChile, that it's managed from Santiago, but also in the case of Germany, we have ProChile Deutschland that it's, of course, bringing all the information about the opportunities that we are offering in the German market.
Yeah. And I believe you're speaking from Munich, right? So we have the ProChile office is in Munich, is it?
Yes, in Germany, we have a ProChile office in Munich, one in Hamburg, and one in Berlin.
Oh, okay, it's 3 offices. That's good. And also, I learned when I was going through the ProChile website, like I learned about this initiative, ProChile Global X. So, is it a special initiative launched recently, or is it some kind of a program, once-off program?
Yeah, so actually, I got relocated in December last year in order to build this platform that it's called ProChile Global X. As I
Mhm.
mentioned it before, since 2018, ProChile has been very eager in building tools to support Chilean entrepreneurs scale to different markets. The first market we focused on was Latin America, as that's the first market Chilean
Yeah,
companies
locally. Yeah,
attacked.
that's true.
Then we went to North America, and through the data we gathered last year, we realized that now was the time for Europe. Chilean companies are now expanding to Europe, and in that sense, as ProChile, we are following our clients and we are building a platform to with two main goals. The first one is to speed up the expansion process of these companies that are already under expansion, and the other one is to increase the number of Chilean companies expanding to the European market. So
Hmm.
through this services platform that it's called ProChile Global X, we will support them with access to market insights, to information, to networks, to specific events, to pitch competitions, to matchmaking with different stakeholders, and of course, everything related with the needs that they have when expanding to new markets.
To new markets. Yeah. And then is there a specific reason why we started with Europe? Or, I mean, like, because Northern America is quite much more closer, but is there a specific reason why we started just with Europe first instead of
Uh,
going with, yeah, other
We are
locations?
now starting with Europe because we already have tools for these companies to scale to Latin America and North America. We started building these tools in 2018. So
Okay.
2018, 2019 was the consolidation of our resources and support for Latin America. Then on 2020, we went to expand these services and the support to North America. And now it's the time for Europe because this is the market that they are coming to now. We've seen like important highlights in the last couple of weeks, and in this year we recently announced that one of the companies in our portfolio raised more than $5 million from Seaya Ventures, one of the main venture capitals in Spain. So now it's the time for these companies to scale to Europe, and as we are a support agency, we want to build this bridge for these companies to scale easier and faster to the European market.
Yeah, no, that really makes actually sense. Like, and one more thing, I was just going to the website and I just realized that on the Pro Chile website, there is an e-commerce platform where I've seen, like, Chilean producers or small medium industries selling their products. It's like it's basically an Amazon for Chile. So
Yeah.
if you could tell us more about it, like, because I was just going through it, and if anybody wants to say start a business of, say, importing products from Chile and selling it into the local market, whatever, it's a good platform. And as you said, I just noticed that all of the most of the products, well, were from the food industry, like, so food, agriculture, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you could tell us more about it.
Yeah, exactly. So at ProChile, we not only support the companies on their expansion to markets, like putting the products there, but also understanding where the trends are going, and how maybe the Chilean offer needs to adapt in order to meet the needs of international markets and international trade. That it's very, very like demanding in that sense. And in the last years, we've seen an important growth of e-commerce, and that's why for us as ProChile, it was important to set up platforms to support the Chilean companies in order to join this new supply
New
supply
e-commerce race.
chain. Exactly, and that's what ProChile B2B is. Fertility B2B, it's meant. But also, we are not building our platform. We are supporting the companies so they can access the global e-commerce services like Amazon and eBay. So we train them, we support them, and we work together with these large marketplaces. So the different products, Chilean products, can be accessible in those platforms too. So there's an innovation department. There's also an e-commerce department that it's completely focused on supporting the Chilean companies to access this new supply chains and these new platforms in order to sell their products and services.
Yeah, and definitely, like when I was on the e-commerce platform, like just from the looks of it, like I realized that it's not for personal use. So I had to buy like a certain minimum amount of products. So
Exactly.
it basically, like, yeah, it's focused towards promoting the business in the terms like venturing into new markets, not for personal private use. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
that's pretty
That's
much
why
it.
we need B2B platforms and also B2C.
Yes.
And that's why on one side we have this B2B platform, but on the other side we support the companies that want to sell on a B2C marketplace to join Amazon and other platforms so they can be there.
Yeah, and then also just from this point, like, say for example, like, do you kind of have um, I don't know what you call it, startup space or incubators, a physical location in different countries where you have the ProChile. So if you have a ProChile office, say you said like we have three offices in Germany. So do you have like open spaces for working? If I want to open a business or expand my business from Chile to Germany, so do you support them with incubators and that kind of stuff so that they can have like a mailing office, just to
Yeah.
grow?
We are not an incubator. We are not a co-working space. So what we do is we collaborate with the local ecosystem. If a
Okay.
company is coming, for example, to Munich and need to find an accelerator or an incubator, we have a good network and we have strong collaborations with different incubators and accelerators in Munich. So what we would do is to basically connect them with this company, and in the same approach, if they're looking for a space to work, then we can guide them and give them an overview of what are the co-working space that we have here. And in that sense, we do have collaborations with some of the co-working space, and
Some
we
of them, yeah.
can facilitate the access. But
Yes.
we are mostly a connector, and that's I think an important role, because that way we collaborate with the ecosystem. We are not like reinventing the wheel here. We know that there are soft landing programs, are accelerators, and co-working
Yeah, and
spaces
that's true. Like, and
that are
that's that
there.
itself, that in itself is like a massive kind of support, like for anybody looking to expand. Because if I'm looking to expand my business from say Ireland, because I live in Ireland, to even nearby country like UK, it's like it's so difficult without the help of a government agency, because there's so many rules and regulations on expanding to a different country. So that in itself, like, it's a massive help. And just one last question from my side. I don't know, maybe we haven't received any questions from the audiences yet, but one last question from my side is, what general tips would you give to entrepreneurs or small business owners to expand into global market, into a different country, not just Chile, but a different country as well, like any country? There must be some kind of common things to keep in mind.
Yeah. The first one would be do your research. I
Yeah.
think that the main mistake most companies do is that they go blind to an expansion. So they think they know about the market, but that's not usually true. They have a broad perspective of what the market can offer, but they don't really know what you just said. What are the regulations? What are the incentives? What are
Yeah.
those small details that can make a huge difference when scaling to one country and not the other? So the first one would be do your research and make sure that you really have a comparative advantage with what it's already in the market, because expanding, it's not easy, it's not cheap. And in
Yeah.
that sense, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of money. So if you do this research, if you have more information, then I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to make a better decision. That one would be my first recommendation. The other one is ask for help. As we have ProChile, there are many institutions that are on one side in charge of helping you get to the next market, and on the other side, there's always an institution that is in charge of attracting these highly
Yeah.
innovative companies. So ask for help. Look at these stakeholders, these multiplicators, because those are the organizations that are actually going to be able to provide what we call a soft landing, that
Hmm.
it's not going by yourself. And also be always open to feedback. If someone is telling you that your product or service might not have a good opportunity in that market, it's not because they want to be mean. It's because they are
They want
just
to
trying to
improve.
give you a recommendation for you to take an informed decision. So the first one would be do your research and make sure that you have an opportunity in that market. The second one would be ask for help. There are networks, do your research. And the third one, it's add value. The only way that you are going to grow in an ecosystem, it's not if you just go there and try to get everything. It's that if you collaborate and add value to that ecosystem, those are the companies that actually grow, the ones that are adding value, that are making the difference. And that's also related with the culture and what can you bring to the table. I would say those are three recommendations that are for every entrepreneur in the world that wants to go to every country. And the other one, it's access to the opportunities. There are a lot of accelerators, incubators, governmental programs. Apply.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes time, but if you get that opportunity, then that could make a huge difference on your expansion process.
Yeah, and then support from like organizations like ProChile, it's massive, as I said, like because being a government institution, you like we have access to, like you have connections with so many other cross-border government other institutions, as well as you can add so much value because, as I said, that you have connections with co-working spaces. So if we go to a co-working space through ProChile, it will be much cheaper. Maybe it will be more cheaper, or we'll get like better terms instead of me going directly to that same co-working space. So yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. And I don't know, we still haven't received any questions from any of the viewers, but we'll wait on for those questions. In the meantime, I'll see. No, that's perfect. And yeah, just to close it off, Sophia, anything else you would want to add about ProChile expanding to a different country, or anything in general in terms of entrepreneurship as well? Anything?
Yeah. Um, to wrap up, I think I would like to invite every investor, accelerator, leader, entrepreneur that wants to connect with Chilean companies to just reach out. We are here to connect dots, to collaborate and build better bridges within Chile and Europe. So any opportunities for collaboration, we are more than open to see if we can do something together. And the other one, the other comment, like wrap up comment, would be for entrepreneurs. Look for these institutions. They are everywhere. And our goal as institutions, are governmental or maybe our NGOs or organizations, it's to increase the success rate of these companies on their expansion. We just want you to do better in your process of scaling globally, which is quite challenging. So reach out because these organizations are here to help, and it's very common for entrepreneurs not to ask. They don't ask for help, and they miss all these opportunities that at the end could make their life easier when expanding globally. That it's not an option, it's a need. If you are building a startup, understand from the first second that you are going to have to be global. It's not an option unless you are in 2 or 3 countries in the world, like I don't know, China or Brazil. Maybe there you can stay in one market, but for the rest, it's not an option. So
Exactly,
the
like,
global mindset from the beginning, I think it's like the first requirement if you want to be a global entrepreneur.
yeah, that's very true. Like, because if you're already sitting in a big market, a market as big as China, but like even being in China, like we do have Alibaba and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Like, so end of the day, I don't think that unless we have a global kind of mindset, it would be easy to scale up to other countries. Like, definitely, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think from my side. And just to wrap it off, Sophia, I have 5 rapid fire questions to you for you, so that our audiences and our viewers can get to know you better. So, vacation destination. Do you want to go to a sunny beach or a snow-clad mountain?
Oof, I live under the rain, so sunny beach.
Sunny beach. And cats or dogs?
Both. I have both.
You can select only one, but that's fine. And are you a morning person or a evening person?
I would say evening.
Evening. That's perfect. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee. That's
A
and
lot.
and but Chile is also very good in coffee. Like, so many coffee plantations in Chile, and that's pretty good. And
Yeah,
you
we
do
do. A little
Yeah, and do
bit.
you eat the crust or do you skip the crust when you're eating a pizza?
I eat the crust.
That's true. That's very good. Same with me. Okay, no, that's perfectly fine. And maybe Sophia, in the comments box, maybe if possible, you can leave your LinkedIn so that
Of course.
it goes into Facebook and everybody can connect to you. So I'll just keep the comment box on, in hopes that we'll get a question from on the audience as well.
Excellent. I'll put my profile right
Yeah,
now.
no worries. Sorry, I should have told this. You told this earlier. Yeah, that's perfect. So that it's easier to connect. And if anybody has any questions, especially because most of the audiences are from Europe, so they'll be more interested in West Chile if they already have a business or startup. So to try to invest in Chile, so they can
They
connect
can
with you.
reach out to me, yeah, because we work together with Invest Chile, so I can
Yeah.
connect them with the right people there.
So you're working in Pro Chile, but obviously you have connections with people in West Chile. It's the same kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Fair enough. Yes. And just one last call to everybody out there if you have any questions, because if you don't have any questions, then we'll almost finish it off now. We're almost done. So, any questions about trying to invest in Chile? What target markets are there, or what products or services can you import from Chile to kind of sell it in your own local market? Any questions? And we'll have Sophia's LinkedIn as well in the comments so that everybody can connect with her. I'm glad that LinkedIn does not kind of restrict the amount of connections, Facebook does.
Yes, exactly.
Because you might get a lot of connections after this.
I'll be happy to connect. Just feel free to reach out. I think that
until
there's
recently, I
always
didn't
time for a coffee.
until recently, I didn't even realize that we had like a Pro Chile office um, in India as well. Like, okay, so I have your LinkedIn ID. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I'll put in your. That's your LinkedIn. I hope everybody got
Yes.
that. Okay. Um, that's cool. If nobody else has any questions, we can wrap it up over here. Perfect. So I think that should be fine. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, and hope you like the session. We'll be back again. We are aiming to do 2 podcasts a month. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do in the past months, but from now on, we'll be aiming to do 2 podcasts a month. And if you have any recommendations, what topic you want the podcast to be in, please do let us know on Facebook or on our email address or YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, guys. See you then. Bye.